man, Detroit Lions signed Emmanuel Moseley. He was an undrafted free agent. And came up in the 49ers system. I think in the last 4 seasons, he had at least an interception in the last 4 seasons. He's never, I think, played more than 12 games. He played and started 5 last year before he tore his ACL. I think they're saying he should be ready before training camp. I think the most games he started might have been 11 or 9, one of the two. But he's never started a full season in the National Football League. And, they bring back Will Harris, utility defensive back guy. So it looked like maybe they may not be ending up for corner early in the draft. You look at this corner, they got Cam Sutton, Jeff Okudah, Chase Lucas, Emmanuel Moseley, Jerry Jacobs. Don't forget Melifano switched to safety, but he can play corner, really a natural corner. So, if they do take a cornerback early, it's just going to be they board dictated in the first round. I mean, they do take a cornerback in the first round, it's going to be a guy they want, either a guy they really wanted. 2, it's going to be the guy that's highest on their board. Or 3, Jeff Okudah on his way out. Okay? I think they was a little bit on the late freight last year. Maybe they wasn't counting on Emmanuel to make a jump. He didn't. And they wasn't, I'm going to say they wasn't completely prepared for it, but, in my opinion, they should have left Melifano at corner. But, looking at their cornerback room, do I feel more confident coming into this season so far? I don't. I thought Monty Warrior would be a lot more better. I don't know to be honest. Because I thought Amani Warrior would be better. Didn't expect what Jeff Okudah gave you. Mike Hughes was there. So I don't know. I mean, I had high hopes for guys like Bobby Price, Jerry Jacobs. They was coming off injuries though. So I don't know. So I don't expect them to take a corner in the first round. But let's speak on it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button, and also this signing is trademark Brad Holmes. I think it's 1 year worth up to $6 million. Is that Brad Holmes always gonna take a guy in the offseason that's coming off a major injury, and that just give you more and more sign that they're gonna continue to be cheap. They're gonna be cheap. They're gonna be cheap. That's what, a lot of times when you sign guys coming off major injuries like that, you're able to get them for a good, cheap deal. They brought back John Kaminsky for just under $4 million. So they like being cheap. They like being cheap. And that's what it is. They like being cheap. So, and that's how they're going to build this team through the draft. But Moseley, depth guy. Brad Holmes type of guy coming off a major injury. I mean, I just don't understand why they keep signing these dudes coming off major injuries. They draft them, they signed them, they got bitten ass by DJ Shark having a major injury last year. It hurt them in the first half of the season. When he came back from recovering from the injury in the middle of the season, he was a lot better. Still don't know where it stand at with him. Never heard nothing to this point about Jamal Williams, which I don't think signing Jamal Williams is a big deal anyway. You like him, but I don't think I'm overpaying for him when I could just draft it back. But, Moseley, another one of those guys. It sounded like he might believe in what Mayhew believed in. Mayhew didn't really believe in drafting corners early in the draft. I think Darius Slay was the highest he drafted. Most of them corners like Bill Bentley, Aaron Berry, they were late round picks. They were mid round to undrafted type of guys. And Alex Carter was a third or fourth, and none of them dudes panned out. So I'm not saying corner don't matter or it extremely do matter. I just think right in that draft and that right inside that top 10 range, right around that 10, that maybe that 8 to the back of the first round kind of range is where I put the value at it at. Now if you got somebody truly exceptional, it's always exceptions to the rules in that top 5. If Deion Sanders, you know what I'm saying, guys like Charles Woodson. I don't even know where Charles Woodson even went. It's guys like that. It's always exceptions to the rules. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, you know, we'll see. What Moseley is just a depth guy. Even if let's say they drafted a corner. Let's say what they got: Chase Lucas, Jeff Okudah, Emmanuel Moseley. Who else we got? Jerry Jacobs. Who else we got? So I say Chase Lucas, Jeff Okudah, Sutton, Moseley, Jerry Jacobs. That's, I think, 5 corners right there. So you safe to say Imani ain't coming back. Melifano could play corner. I think Bobby Price, they moved him to safety. He can't play corner. I don't know if he's still on the roster. So they got some versatility back there. But I think it's safe to say that unless it's somebody that's far and exceptional on a draft board, they probably won't be taking a corner day one in the draft. But if they do, they can easily cut Chase Lucas. He ain't making nothing. Shit, they can cut Emmanuel Moseley. He ain't making nothing. They brought Will Harris back, another guy, utility guy. So they got about 7 guys that can step in and play corner. But I think if they really get a guy that's there at the value they wanted, they can easily shuffle some things around. They can easily, move on from Jerry Jacobs. I like the way he played last year. They can easily cut one of these dudes and cut a couple of these dudes and move and move on with the rookie. So I wouldn't rule it completely out them drafting a corner, but I think it's looking less and less likely. You're looking at the needs. We say, well, they feel pretty secure what they got at corner. I wouldn't wipe that off as a need. They restructured Tracy Walker deal too, creating $5 million of space. High Tide expected to get cut still. And looking at this roster, it wouldn't scream edge, but I think if it's a good corner at the right time in the first round, if it's an edge is the best player on the board, I think they'd take him. Obviously, it's signed Alizoni, so linebacker early on. Usually, it's not really a time you take an inside linebacker. I think safety, I think they're good. I think C.J. Gardner-Johnson's still out there, so I think they're good at safety. You like Walker. I don't know where Elliott stands. You like Kirby Joseph. I think right guard is going to be, opportunity to fill there. You can fill that in the middle of the draft. I think tight end, they feel really good about what they're doing there. So if you start to look, I think receiver, at some point, they was looking at receivers. Don't be surprised if they don't bring back DJ Shark, a receiver, at some point coming to play, day 2, day 3. Running back, quarterback, and interior lineman. I think those are, as far as these first round picks you're looking at, you're probably looking at interior lineman, quarterback, running back. That's probably the biggest needs right now they're probably looking at. And I think, people saying, well, I don't really think that a quarterback is gonna be there. So I really do think I think CJ Stroud is rumored to go 1. Bryce Young going to Houston. That's 2. So then you have Levis and Richard. So yeah, I don't see that really happening. Indianapolis, would they take Levis? Where they sitting at 4? So you're probably looking at a situation and where you probably got Stroud, Young going 1 and 2. Number 3, they probably gonna take Will Anderson because they have some issues. They might take Jalen Carter, but Arizona trying to move out of there. Either they gonna take Anderson or Tyree Wilson. I think just as Jalen Carter issues. I'm at 3. 4, Indianapolis is probably gonna take Will Levis maybe. And then, they might take a quarterback. And then 5 is Seattle. That's at that point, it's the spot that scares you the most that Jalen Carter go if he's still on the Lions draft board. So, it's all about what Arizona gonna do. I got a funny suspicion they might end up falling in love with Wilson or Anderson. But it look like either Anderson, Wilson, and Jalen Carter will be there for the Lions. It could be an outside chance they take Anthony Richardson. They pump faking like they said that they don't mind taking the quarterback behind, Geno Smith. So we'll see, man. But if Jalen Carter there at 6, if Will Anderson there at 6, if Tyree Wilson there at 6, have no issue with pulling the trigger on those guys. So we'll wait and see. But right now it's looking like the Lions might be, you know, comfortably set at cornerback, but don't rule out Gonzalez. I wouldn't rule out guys like that, guys in day 2. But we had to wait and see. Bringing back Will Levis too. I mean Will Harris. I mean, he must be a really nice guy to keep him coming, like Jared Davis. You know, just, you know, being nice take you a long way, bro. Real proven facts. Will Harris and Jared Davis. Being real nice, man, it'll take you a long way. You know, it'll keep you getting paychecks. You know, keep you advancing and moving. And being nice don't cost you nothing but free. But, you know, a lot of nice people get stepped on in life, so you kind of got to know where to draw the line at. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.